Hi, fellow traders. I hope everybody had a great day today. I wanted to do this awesome intro to the video, the recap video outside. I mean, it was beautiful outside today. I actually, after lunch, rolled my little portable desk outside and fell asleep outside on the patio. It was so beautiful. And I was like, I'm going to do my intro video out there. But by the time I went and picked my son up and got back home, the clouds that rolled in, it really started looking ugly out there. So hopefully I'll catch it again next time. But I was really looking forward to it. And I needed that after the day that I had. Because, I mean, it was a crazy day for me. I mean, pre-market, I was on cloud 9. The market opened, and within 5 or 10 minutes, I was so pissed off, I couldn't even talk good. And it just kind of festered and boiled up, and I just couldn't shake it. You know, I didn't shake it until I woke up from that nap, and then I was okay. I mean, that's just how long it messed with me. But these are the days where you know whether you're going to have what it takes to be successful in this. Because, you know, I know you guys, everybody likes Rocky. And in the movie Rocky Balboa, he talked about, you know, it ain't how hard you get hit. It's about how hard you get hit and keep moving forward. And that's the way it is in trading. You know, it ain't all sunshine and rainbows, like he said. You know, the market can be a mean and nasty place. And it doesn't matter how tough you are. You know, if you don't know how to take a punch, if you don't know how to take a hit in this market and, you know, get back up and dust yourself off, you can destroy yourself. You can lose every dime you have and every dime you'll ever make. So, you know, these are the nuggets that I really want to share with you guys. This is why I put myself out there. So not to embarrass myself or to make myself look good when I do good. It's so you can see what you're going to be going through if you haven't gone through it already to be a real trader. So it's really, really important, you know, that you guys see that and learn that lesson. And we'll talk a little bit about that, you know, what it was that really got me unglued today. But, you know, what I want to tell you today is make sure you guys are living your life on your own terms. Because it's the greatest feeling in the world. Every day I wake up, it's the best day of my life. And it's incredible. And everybody, each one of you guys can do that. You know, the few years that I was in that classroom, those 4 walls just started closing in on me. Every year, it was just a little bit tighter and a little bit tighter. And I just started feeling like I had way too much inside of me to just accept this life. You know, there were too many more people that I could touch other than just a few students that I had in there. I just knew there was more out there for me to do. You know, I needed to live life on my own terms and start working toward the real goals and dreams that I had for myself and my family. I felt like I was living someone else's life. You know, the life that somebody else gave me versus the life that I wanted to build for myself. And I'm telling you, too many people just get beat down and they just accept the life that somebody gave them and find a way to be content with that. And that's not living. You know, but for me, it's not about being the best or having the best or doing it bigger than the next person. It's about me and doing the things the way it's important to me and reaching the people the way I want to reach them. You know, you guys, I see this in trading a lot. You guys can't compare yourself to the next person. Don't look at yourself and feel like you're nothing or you just don't measure up because you've been at this for a year and then somebody comes in and starts, saying they're making this and making that. You can't do that. You don't know what they're making. You're not next to them. You're not seeing what they do. It's too crazy how people start comparing themselves to others. I've had several people come and, say, hey, Ed, man, you can make a ton of money. We can rebrand this and we can repackage this and, you could just take off. No, that's not what I want to do. That's not what this is about. So I'm going to continue to live life on my terms. I'm going to continue to run this community, this education community, the way I know it needs to be run because I've been through it and I'm living it with you every day. So live life on your own terms. Don't live it on anybody else's. Don't try to compare yourself to anybody else. This is your life, your journey, and you're going to have to do what it takes to get to that next level. All right, so let's jump in this before I get going. I can keep on keeping on. So the SPY today, it held above the 20, but it really wasn't a volatile day. All right, what does this remind you of? The last 2 days reminded me of the price action back here in the summer. That's what the last 2 days reminded me of. We had opportunities in the morning. After that, the market just went to crap. It just went to garbage. You could scalp something here and there. You might have caught something, but if you didn't catch it at the open, forget about it. It's just not there. And I don't know if it's, this is just a lull before earnings season kicks off and we start to get some more volume and volatility. You can see the last 2 days we've been down a little bit on volume. And, we really don't know. But we have to be smart enough to recognize when these market conditions come about. And because of what we did all summer, I know not to attack this market in a certain way. So I'm going to just sit on my hands. I'll take a trade. If it doesn't do what I want it to do, if it doesn't follow through, I'm just not going to chase the market. Because I would rather take a zero or a goose egg than to trade 2 or 3 days, be down $400-$500, and then have a good $800-$900 profit day really turn into a $300 week because I forced some trades. It's not going to happen. So, that's my philosophy on things. But so going forward, we could look at this, I guess after tonight, after the president speaks, maybe tomorrow, we'll start to see some move up. I still think we're going to test this 260 at some point pretty soon or this week. But if we lose the 20 and we start to sell, then it's probably going to be a while before we get back there. But tomorrow I think is going to give us a real good indication of where we're going to go. Or if it gives us another sideways day, then you probably expect that for the next week or two. All right, so here's what pissed me off today. I mean, I really, and I wasn't mad at the market. I was mad at myself. Okay, where did I say my next target was on this? 52-week high right here. It's actually $100.49. Yesterday, I had my second target right there at $100.49. It didn't quite get there yesterday, But this morning, for some strange reason, I put it in at $100.50. And then I was like, no, let me just put it in at 101 because we might get that break up there. And, I can get it filled at $101. Excuse my French, but what a dumbass. That was just the dumbest thing to do. I know where this is supposed to be. Picking up an extra 50 cents on 150 shares is nothing. So why do it? But I didn't. And within the first, 30 minutes, number one, when I saw what the thing did, I kind of got shook and I started watching this. And my trailing stop was at 95. Now, I'd only taken out, I took off half the profit. I wasn't going to let it run me all the way back down to zero. So 95 was going to be the line in the sand. And it went down. I think it got into the 92s. But it took me out. I got a 10-cent slippage on it. I had it at 95. It filled at 94.90. But, I was really pissed at myself for not doing that. Because here's the move. Had I taken profit here, I would have had 100 shares left. I would have booked well over $2,000, maybe $3,000 I would have in the books. And those last 100 shares, I would leave on to break even. Because if we pull back to it and we started to bounce, I would add back full size for the break of the 52-week high. That's the way you manage these trades. Completely messed it up. I was so mad at myself that I couldn't do anything else right. I just couldn't think straight. And this caused me to miss a decent trade in Roku. Obviously I wasn't going to take the early trade because it wasn't really set up right. But the later trade, and we'll look at that chart in a minute, but this really, really got me unglued. So what? We made $756 on this, but it should have been $2,700. So I pretty much gave away $2,000 in profit on a bonehead, stupid move. So, what can you say? It was just hard for me to shake this. I tried, but I just couldn't shake it off. But the TWLO swing is done. I think I didn't even make $2,000 on it over the last 2 days. So very, very disappointing. I'm still holding a bag of the biggest odorless excrement ever known to man. I'm still holding it. I'm probably going to have to get out of it or else they're going to buy me in. So I've got to make some decisions on that here pretty soon. And then this is a scary, scary trade I took. This is the first time I've ever shorted TVIX. I never short TVIX. But this is a testament to how pissed I was and was still upset. I joked about it, but I did it. I sat out there and shorted this thing. And I fell asleep. I didn't even have a stop in this thing, which is dangerous. So this told me I was still angry. And I was wanting to take my revenge on something. Didn't take it on myself. That's who I should have took it on. I should have told myself I didn't earn lunch or something. But, shorted it and ended up getting a halfway decent trade out of it. at least I had enough I had enough sense to not try to go long on this thing. But, everything about this, the market was kind of, selling off a little bit. But picked up a couple of $100 extra. But again, this is not something that I normally do. I, joking about it, and I did it, and that's what it was. So not really happy about that trade. But on 12, 12, 13, not bad. What did we have? I can't remember what I made yesterday. But still a pretty decent week going, in a main account. But small account is suffering because of the market. There's no other way I can put it. I can't trade TVIX in this account because SureTrader has restricted margin on this, and if I can't get 100 shares right now, it doesn't make sense for me to trade TVIX, and I can't get 100 shares of it with the margin restriction and the amount of money that I have in my account. So I can't trade it. So that's why TVIX I'm not even looking at in a small account. Now here was a nice trade. I thought we were going to do pretty good on this. There was a gap that I thought we were going to fall and close back up. The gap from when it gapped up pre-market, I thought we were going to fall back to, around this level here. It didn't do. It started out good. I thought we were in it. I should have taken some off here, and at least I would have ended with some profit. It would have stopped me back out at break even, but I would have ended up with, $80 to $100 in profit. I think. I'm not really sure. I hadn't added it up yet, but I would have had some profit. But it bounced, and it was staying under the 9, so I just kind of let it go. I'm just like, hey, I'm gonna let it work. I put my stop up here over, it was around 52.50. I put my stop up here, and it just held on to it all day, and it just did not lose this 100. And what I'm noticing now is the same way we used to see the 50, same way we used to see the 20, the 100 is starting to hold things up, become solid support and resistance. I'm noticing that on a lot of charts that I'm saving and putting in my journal. But this thing never lost it. I thought we were in good shape here, but we weren't, and ended up scratch on this. Whopping 6 cents. Now, we didn't go backwards. But didn't go forward either. So we're rolling slow out of the gate in the small account, but it's because of the market. Just like we looked at the when we looked at the SPY, when we looked at the last 2 days, and we looked at it compared to the candles for the last several months, we're right back to that slow, whippy, choppy price action during the day. And if you're day trading a small account and you're not able to take large size where you could take advantage of these small moves, it's not going to happen. So if you miss the morning, pretty much dead. All right, so this is CCL. So this is where the gap was if we were going long. This is where the gap would have been. if we got into this gap, I felt it would have been a nice long trade. But we started selling, and this 20 kind of confused me for a minute. When I was looking at this daily chart earlier, the 20 I thought was up here around, 52, 52.25, 52.30, somewhere in there. But after I got in the trade, I went back and looked. Somebody mentioned it in chat that it was below this level. And I went back and looked, and the thing, it looked like it had dipped down. So I don't know if it was my eyes playing tricks on me, but that was, if I had seen this before I got in, I never would have taken this trade. I never would have taken this trade, because this level came right through here, right in here somewhere, 51.85ish. But I don't know, maybe it was because I was upset, I wasn't seeing things clearly, but totally messed up on this. Should never have shorted into that support, but I did. Unfortunate, I didn't pay the price, but could have easily paid the price on that. So Roku, this is the one I was talking about. Here's a huge candle. Now whoever guessed on this, you guessed right and you made some money on it. But there's no way in hell I'm just going to jump in this with all of this support sitting up under it. And now obviously this candle, huge range. But the trade that I missed was this one here. I was waiting for the secondary trade. Now I could have gotten in, but this candle washed out too much. So this bounce came in. This was a perfect one. Could have really made a nice trade on this but my mindset was gone. I was done. Mentally, I was just beat up. And that's what cost me on this Roku trade. So the money, the opportunity was there. Like I said, up until 11 o'clock, you got an opportunity to make money. If you don't, the rest of the day is going to be choppy and it's going to be hard. Now, yeah, you could have gone long Roku, but look how choppy it was. It was a choppy mess. And then you'd have had to buy into all of these levels of resistance, which, is not really a smart thing to do. I don't want to get into that. So I don't want to pick up that bad habit. All right, so according to our plan yesterday, we set out in the Grow Your Dough Challenge on KTOS. It triggered right at the entry. So you can see I got in at 9:30:56. So almost 1 minute after 9:30, 1 minute after the open, I got in. Now what I was doing was waiting to see if we were going to pull back a little bit so I could get in a little bit better. But it didn't. And I got in and we had a nice solid move today. Now unfortunately, we were just under the average volume. So volume was a little low on it today. And we made a 3.6% move, I think, which is about 50 cents. But the ATR on this is like 65 cents. 65 cents. So we didn't quite meet the ATR, but this was a nice candle. We broke the triangle. And this is a pretty nice candle. So what I'm doing, first trouble I think we would run into is this. Unless the market tanks. If the market tanks on us, we're probably sitting ducks. And that's the bad thing about swing trading here. So, you guys got to understand, we're only trading $1,000. No margin. We're using a cash account. And I could only take 50 shares of this. So, hey, if we end up making $100 on this trade, I've made 10% on my account in one transaction. You got to look at it in percentages versus dollar amounts, because this is supposed to teach you everything that you're going to need to, all of the skills and everything that you're going to need if you want to be a solid trader. Because if you start now and you're making these small gains and you're staying within yourself, in 4 or 5 years, if you have planned your exit right, even 3 years, it could happen in 3 years. You plan your exits right, you could be taking control of your life. And all you do every day is manage your positions. You'll be skilled, you'll be disciplined, and you'll have the confidence in order to take control of your life. So this, to me, could be the start of something really special. We could lose all of our money, but we will be learning lessons. And we take those lessons and we grow. That's kind of what it's all about. So we're going to get in this thing tomorrow, and we'll see where we go. I'll go in and set my stop again. Will probably be around 1350, which is the low. It's going to be the low of this candle here. I can't remember what it is, but it'll be the low of this candle here, and we're going to let it keep going. See if we can keep grinding up. I'll take solid green candles like this every day until we get to our target. All right, so that's where we are today. We'll come back at it tomorrow, see if we can come in and go after it, see if we can make it happen. Hopefully the market will be back, have a little bit more volatility, and we can get back to work. So you guys have a great night, great evening, and I will catch you tomorrow.